A state news agency says that more than 100 villagers in eastern China have been poisoned by lead emissions from a battery plant built in a residential area. Well, I've got a nuclear power plant 10 miles from my house. In any case, the tests show that 139 people from 3 different villages in China had elevated lead levels, and the sickened included 35 children. And then it goes on to say that there are 3 other villages that had lead poisoning as well, and it's pretty much of a sort of a common problem in China, and that was all over the news this morning. Now, the remarkable thing is, what was not in the news this morning that you will never see that we've uncovered. I want you to listen to this. The headline basically is, mercury from China, not lead, mercury from China is in your house, is in your backyard. You're never going to hear this, and it shows us over and over again how important it is to heed the words from many different groups now. You've got to detoxify yourself every day. This is a really extensive report that we've uncovered, and I can't read it all because it'll take a few hours, but I want to give you the highlights of this report from the University of Washington. It goes this way. Just listen to this. You're not going to be happy. Prevailing winds, sounds pretty, right? Prevailing winds across the Pacific are pushing thousands of tons of contaminants, including mercury, sulfates, black carbon, and desert dust over the ocean each year. Much of it merges with the global air pollution that circumnavigates the planet. In other words, all the junk and gook that's coming up in China, all the lead, all the mercury, is getting into the air and circumnavigating is the word they use, the entire planet. It says these contaminants, especially mercury, are implicated in a long list of health problems, including neurodegenerative disease, cancer, emphysema and asthma, even pandemics of different forms of flu. They reach North America within days. Dust, ozone, and carbon and mercury accumulate in valleys and basins, and mercury can be pulled to the earth through the atmosphere as it sinks and deposits large swaths of mercury all over the land. China, it says, now emits more mercury. Listen to this. China now emits more mercury than the United States, India, and all of Europe combined. It says what's different about China is the scale and speed of pollution and environmental degradation. It continues. Mercury's neurotoxicity is irrefutable, and there is strong evidence for an association with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease and even amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Evidence strongly pointed to China as the primary origin of mercury in the United States. You hear that? China is full, it says here, China is full of the 2 biggest contributors of human-generated mercury, metal smelting and coal combustion. One of the consistent contaminants in mercury and the heating process allows it to escape into the atmosphere in gaseous form. It says similarly, coal contaminants with mercury in them is set free during combustion of their power plants. And as we just read to you, it spreads throughout the world and lands right here in your house. And they've got a great picture here of the trade winds, the movement of mercury from China to the United States. It says mercury emission in China has grown at about 5 to 6% a year. Plumes of mercury-laced air near the Earth's surface are mixed with other pollutants. Concentrated mercury plumes soaring eastward toward North America. That's us, right? Asian mercury in American air, and the quantities are stunning. Asian mercury in American air, and the quantities are stunning. Asia is churning out about 1.4 tons of mercury every single year. Current estimates, and it ends this way, current estimates are that less than half of all the mercury deposits in the United States comes from here. So more than half of the mercury in our environment and in your body is coming from China. Now, do you think for 1 minute politically that is ever going to change? Yeah, it's probably going to get worse. So therefore, we get back to what NYU said a few weeks ago, what a few other hospitals, Mount Sinai said a few weeks ago, what the Red Cross said a few weeks ago, that we've got to detoxify every single day.